Many in Congress are mad at God for various things and are discussing ways to indict God or write laws against what God has already established. They couldn't indict Trump, so God is the next target. Here are some of the list of grievances. God is forgetful. He created men and women but forgot about classifying transgenders. They have been around forever but Congress had to recognize them for votes. God made Jews and Arabs. They have been fighting for centuries, which is good for the Illuminati. But if God had put the US in the Middle East, we would have all the oil. The weather. It rains at the wrong time. Sometimes it's too hot or too cold. Chemtrails have helped some, but have not solved the overall problem. Religion. Even though God did not create religion, he gets the blame. Our First Amendment says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. So it has been misinterpreted, twisted and spun to benefit whomever wants to make it fit their agenda or abolish it. The Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments have become a controversy in the past several years. People get stirred up about displaying them or having to live by them. If there were no 10 commandments, we would have no problem. But it can be an advantage. Some politicians make an issue of them to get elected or belittle their opponents. Certain commandments. Not taking the name of the Lord in vain. Congress really does not care about this one, but the left panders to Hollywood. Many movie scripts call for saying GD, plus some comedians wouldn't have an act if they could not say GD, so it's not fair to tell someone they can't say it. But other words are offensive and you better not say them. You see, God is not important here, but other words are offensive. Remember the Sabbath, when else could you cut the grass? Thou shalt not kill, has caused controversy over wars and the pro-choice, pro-life movements. It's okay to kill a baby if it's yours, but if a pregnant woman is murdered, the murderer is charged with 2 killings. How stupid is that? The consequences of Roe v. Wade are over 60 million abortions since 1973. 50 million were killed in World War II. So holding the record on this one must matter. Plus the left thinks that guns do the killing and not people. That's all bullshit. Adultery. Congress wants to be able to commit adultery, but if they are caught, people use it against them. So there is the problem. It would be better if the commandment said certain people shall not commit adultery. Like the Republicans, where the Democrats could use it against them. Or adultery is okay under certain circumstances. Then people could weasel out of it. Bearing false witness. Lying is part of politics. If a politician can't lie, they can't get elected. Really, if they can't lie, they can't speak at all. Lying along with adultery messed up Bill Clinton, and the left is still mad about those commandments. Although sex with that woman depended on the meaning of the word is. Thou shalt not steal. Here is a big problem. How could Congress make extra money? Stealing is part of politics, and that commandment should be modified to read stealing may be bad under certain circumstances or for certain political parties when they are in the minority. Then it can be used against them. Coveting the neighbor's wife. This is okay. Congress, being lawyers, found a way around this one. As long as you don't live by the woman, she is really not your neighbor. Same thing holds true about coveting your neighbor's stuff. You can covet the wife and their stuff, but you must use another address. Other stuff God has said or done. The Rapture. Although first mentioned in the early 19th century, Congress is uncertain if it really will happen. But if it does, it will make a mess on election day. Congress has already figured out a percentage of how many from each party votes. Then they know how much to cheat by. Sometimes you cheat enough, sometimes you don't. So not knowing who will be raptured will be a disaster. Many people think that no Democrats will get raptured, so they will win every election. Prayer. Many people believe prayer is the only way to communicate with God. So folks want to pray in schools and public events. This offends the people that don't like prayer, and the left has to pander to that minority for votes. So the left likes prayer as a voting issue as long as you don't practice it. The end of the world. Why stop everything, especially in an apocalyptic manner? The planets, if they were closer, space exploration would be much easier and less costly, leaving more money to steal on other issues. A round Earth. This offends the flat Earth society. If the Earth had a shelf, it would be more accommodating. Creating races. This has been a problem since the beginning of time. You can't expect people to love one another, so God should have created one race. Then if it was the wrong race, we could indict him for that. Although the race issue can be a political benefit, there is a move to take "so help me God" from the oath. It may have been already removed in some places. Also, "in God we trust" offends many, so it will be next. They only trust in themselves, so I guess "in us we trust" should replace it. Plus it rhymes. What you have just heard are issues Congress has with God. But there is another problem. Some in Congress are atheists, so they say God can't be blamed or indicted since he does not exist. Right now atheists are in the minority and can be outvoted on this. Or are they? Based on the dumb asses that believe the government is everything, it won't be long before enough godless numbskulls get into Congress and kick God out of everything. Wait, they already have.